All right, we're out at the storage facility, and I wanted to show you at least the trailer side of what's going to be our internet setup, so we can stream TV. And what we were originally going to do is use a Wi-Fi booster, I guess you would call it, for the internet, and then do satellite TV for, here we go, do satellite TV for the TV portion of it. Okay, what we ended up going with though is, or deciding to go with, is Starlink, combination of Starlink and InstaConnect, and they're both internet type services. So to get it into the trailer, I put this piece on in place of the cable connection that used to be there, and you got two Ethernet ports there. So one of them will be for the InstaConnect, and it's got 12 volt, and PoE, that stands for Power over Ethernet. I never even heard of that until I started trying to figure out how to get the cables inside of the metal trailer here so we can get decent reception. And so we'll be going with a streaming service instead of the satellite service. And this side is, the Starlink is 48 volt, the one we have. We have the mini, and power over Ethernet. So that way we only need one cable for each one of the antennas. So inside the camper we've got a router. The router recognizes both the InstaConnect and it also recognizes Starlink. And what you can do, you can pull that up on your computer, and it will, you can switch it between whichever is going to give you the best signal. And here's where we're going to put it, under the, we're going to put it in the cabinet under the refrigerator. And so far the testing I've done, it works pretty good. Now we'll keep this door over here. We'll have it open. It's up against the wall, it's out of the way. We'll have it open when we're camping. This one will be closed, of course, because it'll stick out and be in the way. I can't get it to. So there it is. There's the router down there. And that box there is for the 48 volt PoE. And then the box towards the back there, you can't hardly see it. It's behind the antenna. But that's the PoE box for the InstaConnect. And I'll have to figure out how to make that thing tilt. But anyway, you get the idea. There it is there. Now there's one thing with the Starlink, and it'll actually be our backup, because at most places I'm thinking in the southeast we got one problem here, and I'll show you what it is. It is these tall trees. So the satellite, now we've got a break there, so that might work. So in this area, the dish has to point to the east, northeast. It's about a 060 heading. So the problem is you got to get that satellite pretty high. The satellite antenna, you got to get it pretty high, the Starlink antenna, so it can see over them trees. And I've got it set up at the house right now. So I will, when we get over to the house, I'll show you what it looks like out there. All right, we're at home, and I wanted to show you the Starlink setup here. I hope it's not too bright. All right. So that is the Starlink way up there. And that flagpole is one of them Harbor Freight flagpoles. Well, here's the situation I got here. Tall trees back of the yard. So now I'll show you what that looks like on the Starlink app here in just a second. All right, so here, here we're on the Starlink app on my phone, and you can see here, even with that antenna 20 feet in the air, it says your Starlink is partially obstructed. So the alignment, just to show you here, the alignment is good. It's right, it's spot on. So it's about a 060 bearing from the antenna. Now here's a map, kind of, I guess if you want to call it that, of the obstruction. Now you can see most of the sky is not obstructed. You got a clear view. But this red area is the obstruction, and that is the top of them trees out there in the yard. Now I haven't measured how far back they are, but they're quite a ways back there. But look how little obstruction there is there. And then how does that translate to outages? So here's a slide of outages more than 2 seconds. So you can see here there's a 15-second outage, a 13-second outage. That's just because of a small part of the sky is obstructed. 2, 6, 12-second outage, obstructed, they call it. 30 seconds there, 30 seconds there. So you can see now, if you're using Starlink, you know, if you're just on a website, a web page, obviously it might delay a download of a web page or something like that, or make it run slower. But if you're watching a movie, or you're watching a NASCAR race on television and you're streaming, you don't want no 30-second delay in the middle of your movie. And look, it's happening about, well, them obstructions were 3 minutes apart, 8:41 and 9:07. So there you got 30 minutes of clear, unobstructed. There's another about 30 minutes up unobstructed. But still, when you hit them, you know, you're not going to be wanting to watch a movie with 13-second gaps, or 30-second gaps, or 15-second gaps in there. You don't even want 2-second gaps if you're watching a movie. So that's the deal with Starlink. We're still going to use it for our backup internet source, and we'll use InstaConnect as our main source. So there you have it. I think it is a good product. It's just you're going to really have to have no trees around to use that at all. So here's our InstaConnect. Let me push that down a little bit. Here's our InstaConnect antenna, and I've already tested it here in the backyard quite a bit. The surface is off right now, but or paused, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it worked perfect here at the house, and it doesn't matter about obstructions. But you got to have a cellular signal, you know, strong enough to make it work, which we have here at the house. So now you can set that up to where you can use Verizon or T-Mobile, either one. With the plan I have, you can't switch back and forth except one time a month. But anyway, that's what that looks like. It works perfect here. The only disadvantage to that is you'd have to have a cell signal.